Okay, so, and I gotta admit, all right, health insurance. I gotta admit that I didn't exactly know how health insurance worked. I just knew that the health insurance company is gonna take money out of my check, and because they take that money out of my check, that means that when I go to a doctor, that instead of having to pay $500 to see a doctor for 10 minutes, I only got to pay $200 or nothing, or whatever the insurance plan has, and I'll get a discount, or not a discount, but they'll pay for some of my prescriptions, operations, things like that. Okay, when I was like 18 and I was on my own, I realized that some insurance companies aren't going to cover you if you have a pre-existing condition. So they don't cover some people. They won't cover you. Now, there's a reason why they won't cover you. It's not just because you have a pre-existing condition, you're less than a normal person. It's because they're not going to make money off you. So if you have diabetes or ulcerative colitis or cancer or anything, they don't want to cover you because you are going to draw from a pool of money that everybody adds to every week from their paycheck. Okay, so this huge amount of money that they have, because everybody that has health insurance is feeding into this pool. They decided that if they take you into their insurance, all you're going to do is mostly draw money from this pool of money that everyone's adding to, and you're not going to put stuff in. So like the ratio of you putting money in to taking out isn't going to favor them, so they're not going to cover you. Okay, but and that's when I was sick, but now I'm not sick at all, and I'm really healthy, right? So insurance companies right now, they love me. They're going to cover me, right? Because every week I'm going to keep giving them money, and they're never going to need to give me money to pay for prescriptions or operations or whatever, right? So it is a risk for them to cover people. That's their business, okay? The first time it was explained to me that what is insurance? Insurance is like a safety net. Yeah, it is. But on the other side, for the business side, for the people who are making a profit out of this, the risk is they're going to promise you and legally bind themselves to promise you that they're going to help you when these issues arise. So that's their risk, because they could be bringing someone into their health insurance plan that is a ticking time bomb. They look healthy, they say they're healthy, they've got a clean bill of health, and then the day that they have health insurance is the day that they get diagnosed with something that's going to cost thousands and thousands and thousands of millions of dollars. But you got insurance, so you're going to be taken care of, all right? People who are lucky have the deal like that, but the unlucky, millions of unlucky people, they lose their health insurance and they can't get back on because they're sick. Is that not ridiculous? Now, why do they get to choose that? Why do the health insurance companies get to choose who they get? Because they're all that money that they're making from that huge pool of money, it doesn't just always go to people's problems and ailments and prescriptions, all right? That money goes into the pockets of the CEOs and the owners, and it goes to advertising, and it goes to lobbyists. When that money goes from lobbyists, so when that money is taken and paid to a politician, those politicians, those lawmakers, those bill writers are going to make bills and laws that are going to allow those health insurance companies to not have to cover people with pre-existing conditions, or not have to cover people who they don't want to. They get to choose who they want to, okay? They write up their rules so that if somebody is possibly going to cost more money and then profit them, then they're not going to cover them. So that's where all that money is going to. So right now, the American people are paying for health insurance. That's paying for advertisements. It's paying for lobbying. It's paying for third summer houses, yachts, vacations, and who knows what else. Who knows what else it's going to, okay? We don't know, and that's the way the rules are. But why are the rules that way? The rules are that way because all that extra money that they have is being used to change the rules to work for them. Now, you have a choice. Do you choose to, that's the way it is, that's the way it's going to be, I guess I just have to fucking pay whatever they want me to fucking pay so I can be alive. You have a choice. You can fight against that, but we all have to get together and vote these cocksuckers out. Together. We all have to do it together. We can't be 50-50 because they're going to win, because they have money to throw at it and throw at it and throw at it. And anything that's worth having, you have to work for it. So if it's worth having a health insurance plan that doesn't offer profits to a small amount of people and doesn't have money going to lobbying, and everybody gets covered, because if we all gave 1% of our income to health insurance, all of us, everyone would be paid off. Everyone would have full coverage. It's such a small amount. But I'll tell you what, right now America is sick. We have sick people in the masses, which a large amount of people who are sick. So we are not healthy as a nation. We are not healthy. We're overweight. We are sedentary. We're sick. We're fucking sick. Why? Because our health insurance sucks. Our health insurance sucks because so many are not covered. I could go on and on. So when we first start to get this universal health care, which all these other countries have, New Zealand, Australia, Canada, Sweden, Norway, there's a list of all the countries that have their shit together. They have universal health care except us, okay? And we're sick. We're sick. Is it because of the health insurance we have? Yeah, it is. A lot of it is. All right? So if we make the switch over and we all fight for it, look, I talked to a guy from New Zealand not 2 weeks ago. I said, how much are you paying for health insurance? You have universal health and coverage. How much does your health insurance cost you as a tax on your weekly bill? He says, for every $100 that I make, I get taxed $1 and change for my health insurance. Okay, so if I'm a union bricklayer and I'm getting paid $1,400 before taxes, I'm paying $20 for my health insurance, and that's everything. Everything's covered. My prescriptions, I get to keep my doctor, everything. Okay, that's fucking awesome. Why is it so cheap? Because it doesn't have all that overhead. These people are making gobs and gobs and gobs and gobs and gobs of money, and they're writing the rules. It's time for us to write the rules. Why can't we write the rules? Isn't that the way it's supposed to be? They get to hold a gun to our head. Is it anything different? Is there anything other than give me your money? Is it? Really? Because people are literally dying. It's do what I say, give me the money, or I'm pulling the trigger. But instead of pulling the trigger, they're just not going to cover you. Or they're not going to cover this, or they're not going to cover that. And people are dying. Or they're going to charge so much that you can't afford it. All right? It is literally the answer. And the only argument against it is because the health insurance industry wants to make a profit. Period. And I understand that people are afraid to have the government run a health insurance company and run but they already are in Medicaid or Medicare, and they're doing a fine job, okay? And everybody has complaints, it's not perfect, but Jesus, why just like Bernie says, in the first year we're going to lower the age down to being able to have Medicare to 55, and then the next year it'll be 45, and we're just going to add that amount of people each year until everyone's covered. It's going to include eye and hearing and dental, and that seems like a huge thing. It's like he's spouting out fucking bullshit, but it's not. Do you know how much fucking money that they're making off of us? And they're not even pulling money off of everybody that would be giving health insurance money if they could. It's an obscene amount of money. The obscene amount of money that's going into advertisement and lobbying. We would be covered, all right? It's not that hard to comprehend. You just got to get out of the mindset that that's the way it is. Life is hopeless. That's just how it's got to be. Okay, get out of that mindset. All right. And this HSA thing, I had a friend in the past who had that kind of health insurance. She's paying a couple $1,000 a month for health insurance, and then they're giving her $20 on a debit card or something. Get the hell out of here. No. All right, I want what they got. I want when they're taking $10 out of my check every week and I get covered completely. Yeah, there could be a waiting line for a hangnail, but is there going to be a waiting line if I have a fatal injury? No, they're going to get you right in and they're going to get away, or get you through there, and you're going to get out of there right away. Now, if there seems to be an issue where we don't have enough, if we don't have enough hospitals, I'm telling you, there's going to be enough money to build hospitals. How is it not? We've got enough money to build hospitals right now under this system that doesn't give a shit about the patients and the people. Do you think that we might have a little bit more money for hospitals if everybody is paying in and everybody is getting health insurance and nobody's making a shit ton of profit and we don't have to worry about all the overhead and all the bullshit that's happening right now, yeah, we're going to have a lot more money to build hospitals. And with having a healthier nation. So anyways, health insurance is a risk for the health insurance companies because they are pooling money together and they have to only bring in people who are going to give them a profit. So they have changed the rules so that only certain people can get in and have coverage. Therefore, there are millions of people who are dying and are not getting better because they are making their rules. We have to fight back, change the rules, and make a system that works for everybody. And it literally is that simple. We just have to get out of the mindset that this is the way it is, because it doesn't have to be that way. And I encourage you, talk to someone from Canada. Go on Facebook and just type in like the Eiffel Tower or just the Swiss Alps or the Australian Outback. Find a group that's in a country that has universal health care. Find a person, click on their name, and say, hey, how's it going? Greetings from America. And then engage in a conversation and ask them what their health insurance is. Ask them how much they are charged, and ask them if the experience is good or bad. And good would be, hey, I'm not obese, I'm not poor, I'm not bankrupt, I'm not dead, okay? That would be a good experience. And a bad experience would be, and literally for them, a bad experience, well, I thought I had to wait an extra week to get this, mole looked at or something. That's it. I mean, in America, a bad experience in the health insurance field is you're dead, you die. It just happened the other week as a direct result of Donald Trump's deportation shit, because he's trying to do this stuff to people and not thinking ahead. So I don't know. Make some friends around the world. Ask them about their health insurance. Compare what they say to how you feel about health insurance, and you're going to get the answer yourself. And I'm telling you, they're going to be paying 10% what you're paying, or near there. Okay? And I'm like, again, remember, that includes all the bills, all of it. So I don't know what to tell you. You wonder why the rest of the world thinks America is a little bit dingbat. Is because we're still doing this shit. Because we're letting the wealthy do this to us, and we're not coming together and fighting them together. It's our own fault in a way, and the cards are stacked against us. But if it's worth having, it's worth fighting for. So let's go. Let's do it. Let's get on board. Or not. Fuck it. Let's just sit on our fucking hands and let the wealthy keep fucking stabbing us in the ass, right?